Hi friends, I'm gonna do something that I've never done before, and honestly it's something that I never thought I was gonna do, but in the name of radical transparency, I'm gonna show you where I started with $70,000 in my student loan and where I am today. So just a little bit of background. I decided to go to business school to earn my MBA. I spent a number of years saving up because I knew this was one of my big life goals. I actually had $90,000 saved up, and I was hoping to get a number of financial aid packages or just merit-based scholarships, and although I was able to land some scholarship, barely made a dent in my student loans, and at the end of the day I ended up paying close to $180,000. So I'm grateful I was able to save almost half before school. I still had to come up with the other half, and so I ended up taking out $70,000 loans to supplement my time in school. So how did I pay it off? First thing I did is make sure I had a clear why I wanted to actually achieve this goal. So many people walk around with tons of debt and they seem to be okay, but I realized that wasn't me. It kept me up at night knowing that I owed someone all this money. And honestly, when I stopped and thought about how much I would pay in interest, it disgusts me. So I just pulled up a student loan calculator so I could understand how much interest I really would have paid over the course of 20 years versus how much I actually paid over the course of 1 year. Okay, so here's a student loan calculator that I found online. You can see here my loan amount is $70,941. The interest rate is 9%. The loan term is 20 years. All right, so if we do the calculations here, my monthly payments would have been $638. But the scary part is here. The total lifetime cost of your student loans would be $153,186 paid over 20 years. Guys, my loan is $70,000. So I would have paid more than double in my loans because of the interest. I just wasn't willing to do that. I'm gonna link the student loan calculator in the description box. So if you wanna do the same calculation and understand how much you're gonna spend over the total lifetime of your loan, you can. So for me, that was a strong enough why I needed to get rid of this loan. I was not trying to pay the man double how much I took out in my student loans company, and so I was determined to pay it off. For you, it might be your family, your kids, or just your self-worth. You don't want to have to owe anyone anything either. So make sure you have a clear why. Write a sticky note, look at it every single day, and use it as motivation along this debt-free journey. So the second thing I had to do is really shift my mindset. When I was in business school, I really wanted to make connections and build friendships with people, and so I balled out. I traveled around the world, I ate amazing food, I shopped. I just lived this YOLO lifestyle until one day I realized it was a uh-oh lifestyle. And I had to make mental shifts. So once I made the decision that I was going to pay $70,000 off in 1 year, I made drastic lifestyle changes, was disciplined and consistent in those decisions, and made sure no matter what, I wasn't going to veer off and I was going to make this goal happen. I'm going to be real with you guys. It was not easy. There were times when my friends were like, we're going to this awesome hot new restaurant, you should come. And I would say, no, I'm gonna stay home and watch Netflix. And it was okay because every time we went out, I was spending $50 to $100. Guys, that starts to add up really quickly. So I got creative. I would have potlucks or wine night. I would go to the park. There's so many fun activities that don't actually cost a lot of money. And again, by shifting my mindset, I wasn't trying to stop my life from happening. I was shifting how I spent my money. The third thing I did is became very clear on how much money was coming in and how much money was going out. So I had taken a new job at Samsung where I was living in South Korea. Your salary may be higher, it may be lower. That doesn't matter. That's not the point here. The point is to apply these principles to your situation so you can become debt-free. Let's break down the numbers. I earned $110,000 as my base salary. I received a $40,000 signing bonus, which made my total compensation $150,000. Uncle Sam took roughly 30%, equaling $45,000, leaving me with $105,000 for the year. I had this goal of paying off $72,000 in that year, which meant I had $33,000 to live off of. The last thing is, because I was an expat, they took care of my housing. This is a huge expense. If you can, think about moving back in with your parents. I've done that before. Think about getting one, maybe two roommates to offset some of the costs. But if you're serious about financial freedom, you need to figure out how to get rid of this debt. And I was willing to make any sacrifices required. So I use a website called mint.com, which is actually a free service. It was amazing. I'm gonna actually drop the link in the description box for you. This website allows you to connect your bank account, your credit card account, your mortgage, literally any bills you have in one centralized place. So you can get full transparency on what's going in and what's going out. The fourth thing I did is I created a SMART goal. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, action-oriented, results-driven, and time-bound. Now this is really important because my SMART goal was I'm going to pay $70,000 off by the end of 1 year. If I would have said I want to pay off all my debt when I get a chance here and there by making some extra cash, that's not a SMART goal. I don't know what that is. And with that SMART goal came a money plan. I actually hate the term budget because it feels like you're constraining yourself, and although that's happening, a money plan feels more holistic. It feels like this is your game plan to achieve a certain goal. So for me, I actually took a day off work, went to a coffee shop because I knew it wouldn't be busy then, and I pulled together my game plan. I thought about what expenses would I be willing to cut, and would I need to pick up an extra shift here and there through a side hustle to generate more income. I was really thoughtful in thinking about what needed to be true for me to achieve this goal. Once I had this plan in place, it was up to me to execute and stay the course. The fifth thing I did is with every single bonus dollar that came my way, I threw it at my student loan. It was literally the number one goal in my life at that time. I feel like if you have too many goals happening at once, you don't know where to focus your energy. But if you have one singular goal that you're putting everything into, the universe will transpire to make it happen with you. So bonus at work for stellar performance, I didn't go out and buy a handbag, I put it towards my student loan. Christmas and birthday gift for my parents, put it towards my student loan. Saving money from purchases I decided not to make after all, put it towards my student loan. Literally every extra dollar that I received, I put it towards my student loan. Until one day, I opened up my account and I saw that my current balance was $0. I was actually able to achieve my goal of paying off my student loans 3 months early, finishing at 9 months versus 12. The sixth thing I did is I found an accountability buddy. This journey is not going to be easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, but it's definitely going to be worth it. So for me, my accountability buddy was my mom. She is a big believer in having a debt-free lifestyle. I've seen it modeled for me my entire life, and I knew she would get it. On a monthly basis, I would check in with her and let her know how I was progressing along this debt-free journey. When I would feel discouraged or like I was just missing out, she would pour love into me, she would encourage me, and she would just share wisdom and remind me on my why. And my why, yeah, it was partially not to pay the man extra money, but it was because I want to be debt-free and I want to achieve financial freedom. Have you learned something from today's conversation? Guys, that was so scary. to be this vulnerable and transparent, but I'm just really hoping you learned something today, or you are at the very least encouraged to know that you too can reach your goal of becoming debt-free. I love hanging out with you guys in the comments and see what's resonating with you and what's helpful. If you're serious about financial freedom, be sure to watch one of these videos as I share tips, tricks, and best practices to help you live a life of abundance. Here's to you living a financially abundant life.